Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the board. What a joy. What a joy to see you. Mr. Max, so happy to see you. That you are here. You want to learn more, alright? Okay, good. How was like the Math Week 3 virtual classroom? You learned a lot. Isn't that amazing how not only in our day-to-day life that angles plays an important role, but also in the business world. And you saw how in the frame making business where angle comes into play, and also you saw in the building also, okay? Can you imagine that? If this angle doesn't been used or utilized properly and you're trying to make a entrance, let's say just the entrance to your house, okay, the door, alright, the door entrance, and the angles are kind of crooked. You'll be like, when you try to walk into your house, you kind of like, tilting and walking into it, because that's not how you build a house. See that? See how mathematics plays an important role in your construction world, in so many fields, alright? So these are the few things that you see right now that you saw. These are the few things that you saw. It's just a tip of the iceberg, alright? Because there's so many other business field that uses angles. Not necessarily only angles, but also mathematics, alright? Pretty much everything that you deal in a day-to-day life in a business that uses mathematics. Alright, my dear students. Well, let's talk about angles. Now, there is an instrument that used to measure angles. It's called protractor, okay? Mr. Max is going to set up that protractor and we're going to talk about it and then try to understand how the protractor works and how you measure angles and things like that. Give me a few seconds and I'll be back and I'll have that set it up for you. Alright, my dear students, now this is called protractor, okay? Now it's a half circle. Now let's figure out where. There is a two type of scale. One is the inside and one is outside. Now look at that. The inside one start from 0 and then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, right there, right in the center, alright? And then 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, and then 180. And then the outside one start from this way. So you're going from the clockwise. The inside was going counterclockwise. The outside is going from clockwise, alright? So now let's mark that. Now this is where this starts, right there. Okay, this is 0. Okay, now this is the center point. Alright, keep in mind this is your center point and this is where it starts. And then to measure an angle, you pretty much see that this is the base of it. Alright, so use a base and then now you want to find out where it falls. Let's say a line falls right here. Alright, now I want to find the angle. See that? This is the angle of that. So if I were to put a line straight to the center, now this is the angle. So the angle is, now which one do I read it? Do I read it the inside or outside? The inside, because that 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, but it falls between 60 and 70. So that is 65 degrees. So I'm going to put right down here, 65 degrees. That's the angle. See that? Okay? Now look at that. Now if I had to keep going and come to really... Look at that right here. If I were to pick this point right here, that is the 90 degrees angle. It's called also right angle. Okay, right angle, you put a square like that. So in other words, you put it like this, and then this is called right angle. Alright? What does it measure? From 0 to there was what? 90 degrees. See that? 90 degrees. Okay, and then if I keep going, and then I got... And then 90, and then 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, right there. See that? That is pretty much like a straight line. And that makes 180 degrees. Alright? See that how the protractor helps in finding out the scale of the angle. So in other words, I can pick any point. Let's say for example, I want to find the angle here, right there. Like this point from the center. So in other words, like this. Alright, let's say Mr. Max not drawing, but we just have a rough idea, okay? We want to find, this is the base. I want to find what is the angle of this. Okay? So where is it touching? Right there. Okay, let's say it's touching right here, okay? So let's say it's touching right there. So which one do we use? The inside, because always look right here. The inside starts with 0 and then you go all the way around and you're passing 130, alright? 130 and then it's 135. You came to this one right there, okay? So it's 135. So that angle is 135 degrees. You got to put this circle, a small circle on top there. That's called degree, okay? 135 degree. So it's very important. So this is 135 degrees. See that? So now I want to find out what is this angle is. So I can use from the outside measurement. See, that's 0, and then 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 45. So this is 45 degrees. See that? Now look at that. 35 and 45. So let's add them. 135, and this is 100. I'm sorry. So this is 135 and this is 45. Let's add them, okay? So I got 135 and this is 45 degrees. 5 plus 5 is 10, 0 carry 1, 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, and then bring 1. See that? 180 degrees. It's a straight line, and it is a straight line. See that? So keep in mind, okay? A straight line is 180 degrees. If it's a right angle, that is a 90 degrees, okay? So now what happens if you keep going? So let's take this one out. I got another one that goes all the way around, okay? Now look at that. Again, see the 0 is right here, okay? The inside, we're using the inside, okay? And it goes all the way around. It came to what? 180. We're doing the inside scale, okay? And that is what? 180 degrees. So when you go all the way around, it's 180 degrees. Very important, okay? You got to put the degrees. Now look at this one. This is the center right there. That's the center. And this one, if I had to go straight up there, right here, to this one right here, if I put a line right there, which is the right angle. The right angle. And what's the right angle degree angle is? The right angle is 90 degrees. 90 degrees, okay? So when I go all the way around, it's 100, all the way to the halfway, okay? So if I go, this one is for this one, and this one for this one, okay? So look at that. When I start right here, when I go all the way to here, it's what? 180 degrees. When I start this one right here, and I go all the way to the quarter of the circle. Quarter of the circle is 90 degrees. Half of the circle is 180 degrees. Now let's go 3/4 of the circle. Okay? I mean right here. Alright, so we go all the way. Let's start right here. And then we go all the way to here. And what is that angle is? Right there. 270 degrees. See that? See 90, 90, 90. See that? That's a right angle right here. This is also a right angle, and this is also a right angle. Okay, so that means if you look at it, this is going to be 90 and 90 and 90 degrees. What about this going to be? Also 90. And then if I start from here and I go all the way around to here, will be what? 360 degrees. See, that is a 350, and back to down will be 360. Okay, so 360 degrees. So if you really look at it, 90 plus 90 is what? 180. 90 plus 90 plus 90, 270. 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90, 360. See that? So now we know if the complete circle, the angle is 360. If it's a quarter circle, which is you're going this way, right up to here, that is how many, what's the angle is? 90 degrees. When you go half the circle, it's 180 degrees. When you go 3/4 of the circle, it's 270 degrees. When you go all the way around, it's 360. Okay, let's repeat again, okay? When we quarter the circle, which is from here to there, which is also a right angle, what's the angle is? 90 degrees. When I go half the circle, all the way to here, what's the angle is? 180 degrees. Now what about if I go 3/4? When I start right there, and right here, okay, what is that? 270. When I go all the way around, right there, 360. Alright? Okay, good. Okay, so now you understand, alright? So how protractor helps you in measuring. So now I can find the angle of anything. Let's say, for example, I want to find what is this angle right here. Okay, so I start from here, from the base, and then I go all the way around and stop right there. See that? Okay, I want to find out what that angle is. Okay, so I look for this one. Now you start the 0. Look at it. It's inside. Okay, not outside. All right, be careful. So we look in the inside, which is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90. Came here. It's 220. See that right there? 220. Okay, and that's the angle right there. Okay, 220. So 220 degrees. All right. Okay. Good. So, and now let's do another one. Let's say, for example, Mr. Mac want to find what would be the angle right here. I want to find the angle right there. Now always go to the center and then to the base like this. Okay, and that is the angle you're looking for. See that? So it's very important. Okay, so that means we're looking at the inside scale: 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 degrees. So that is 60 degrees. See that? Now if I want to find the angle of, let's say, right here. So again, I have to extend that line to the center like that, and then with a straight line like that. See that? And this is the angle I'm looking for now. See that? That's the angle. See that? That's the angle. Okay, I'll make sure darken it so you can see it. That's the angle I'm looking for. So where is it touching? We're looking at the inside scale: 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. That is 150 degrees. You got to put that degrees, because that tells you that the measurement unit is angle. Okay, the degree is referring, the measurement angle is the measuring for that is an angle. Okay, degree. All right, so very important. Okay, good. Now let's take this, what we learned from the protractor here, into the board, and we can learn more. Okay, so give me a few seconds and I'll be back with you. All right, my dear students, now let's put them what we learned about from the protractor. Okay, now what we did learn, we know that when it's a straight line, okay, and this is the center point right there, okay, the angle is what? 180 degrees. Okay, now if I put a vertical line like this, a vertical line to this horizontal line, all right, and what would be the angle of this one? And that called right angle, and that is the 90 degrees. Okay, so very important. All right, these are the basic thing you need to know. Okay, the right angle is 90 degrees, or as a straight line angle is 180 degrees. And then when I put this vertical line all the way extend down, and then if I go all the way to the 3/4 of the circle, it's 270 degrees. And then of course if I go all the way around and back to where I started, will be 360 degrees. Now very important, this is called degree. All right, you got to put that, because that is the unit measurement, all right, for angle. So it's degree. Okay, so that's referring, you're measuring an angle. All right, kind of like when you measure length, what do you say? Inches or centimeters or feet or kilometers and things like that. All right, will you say a length, you use a degree? No, see, the same thing. For the angle, you use the degree. Okay, so that way we know you're referring. When I said 30 degrees, what that tells you? You are measuring an angle. It's not telling you you're measuring a length or weight or mass or or volume. Am I right? So very important. You got to use the unit, which is the degree for angle. Okay. Now look at this. We now have a 4 section. Now each section, it's 90 degrees. This is 90. This is 90. This is 90, and this is 90 degrees. 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 All right. Now, that is a right angle, right angle, right angle, right angle. So 4 right angles makes 360. So 2 right angles makes 180, 3 right angles makes 270, and 4 right angle makes it 360. Always remember that. Okay, a straight line with the center right there, it's 180 degrees. Okay, and if it's a straight line with the center right there, and then you go all the way to 3/4, and the right angle is this side, so it will be what? 270 degrees. Okay, 270 degrees, and the center is right there, and you go all the way around is 360 degrees. Okay, and of course you know that the right angle. Okay, and that the center is right there, that makes it 90 degrees. Okay, these are the 4 basic thing that I want you to know, alright? Because from this, we can do a lot of problems. We can solve a lot of problems, alright? Okay, I can create a lot of problems by using this basic principle, okay? So, right angle, 90 degrees. A straight line, 180 degrees. 3/4, it's 270 degrees. And circle all the way around is 360 degrees, okay? So, it's very important, alright? Okay, good. Well, let Mr. Mac erase the board and let's talk more about angles, okay? I'll be back with you. Alright, my dear students, now let's put what we learned from the protractor into the board, okay? Now let's talk about the basic part first, alright? Now, always remember, you got to have a center point, alright? It's very important, a center point and a starting line. See that? Now, this is the center point and this is the starting line, and this is where the projection of the angle. See that? Okay? So now, let's say for example, if I to go right angle, see that? And what is the angle of that? And we know that it's what? 90 degrees. See that? Now, in between 0 degrees to 90 degrees, of course, you got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Am I right? They all are scaled evenly. See that? Okay? 10, 20, 30, 40, they're scaled perfect evenly, alright? So, and then it comes up to 90 degrees. So I can find, let's say if I have a point right here, and I want to find the angle from the base, alright? Let's say the angle of this. I take the protractor, and I have to line it up, okay, to the base, and then measure it. See that? And then I measure this angle right there. So of course it's going to be less than 90, okay, because this one is 90 degrees, okay, this one is 90 degrees, so it's going to be less than 90, okay. So when I take the protractor and put it on top of it, line it up the base such a way that 0 falling right there, and then I measure this, and then let's say it showed up 70 degrees, so that's the angle, 70 degrees, okay. So now let's say for example, we keep going to the all the way to a straight line and a horizontal line, okay. Now this is a vertical line to this, and this is the center, alright. And what is this angle for a straight line? Very good, 180 degrees. Very important, okay. Remember that, 180 degrees. Right angle is 90 degrees, a straight line angle is 180 degrees, okay. Now if I take this vertical line and I put it all the way down straight, okay, and I keep going. This time I want to keep going until here. What would that be? It's a 3/4 of the circle, because we know that this is 90 and this is another 90, another 90, 90, 90, 90, that makes 270 degrees, and that's at 270 degrees, alright. And what happens if I keep going? I go all the way around and back to where I started. Right there. I started there, back to where I started. 360 degrees. Very important. You got to know this. 360 degrees. Alright? Okay, the basic of the angle that I want you to know is 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and 360 degrees. Okay? So 90 is the right angle, 180 is the straight line, and 270 is the 3/4, and then 360 is the circle all the way around. Alright? Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, very important. You can understand. So if I had to give you, let's say for example, I want to find the angle of this. Okay? You take the protractor, okay? Locate the center of the protractor, alright? And then you position in the center. And then look for the zero line, and then you move. Find what that angle is, okay? And that's how you measure it. So I can give you any location. The key is making the base and the center. Once you position the protractor on top of that, and then you measure the angle. Very important. Alright? Okay, good. Well, let Mr. Mac erase the board, and let's talk some terms. When the angle, the different sizes of angle, what do you call them? Alright? I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students. Now let's say for example, if Mr. Mac to give you an angle, and then I labeled it, okay? I put this one A, this is B, and this is C. And I want to find the angle of ABC. So usually I'll write down like this. I'll tell you, find the angle of, I put like that, ABC. Or I will just put B, referring to that corner right there. Or I can also write down CBA. See that? Either going this direction, CBA, or ABC. Usually you want to do ABC in an order, alright? Or B, referring to the, now this is called vertex. Vertex, okay? Now this one is line, and this one is a line. So this is the angle. This is the angle that I'm looking for. Very important. And we measure that in what unit? Degree, okay? Degree, alright? So the angle is measured in a degree. And that's the degree. And you just put O, small o, on top of the number, okay? So in order to measure, I got to find the center, which is the vertex, and a baseline. And position the protector, okay? So the protector looks like this. See that? And this is the center, and this is the 0. I take this and I position like that. And then, so in other words, the protector will be, come like this. See that? And then I measure the angle and see where that touches. Okay, so it could be, let's say in this case, 45 degrees. It's touching at 45, so that's the angle, 45 degrees. So when I put the protector, it's touching at the 45. So that means this angle is 45 degrees. See that? Very important, you got to put the degrees. So in other words, if I ask you to find the angle ABC, you say 45 degrees. Alright? Okay, so very important, okay? Make sure you understand the term. Alright, this is the line 1, line 2, this is vertex, and this is the angle. Okay? To find, if I ask you to find, I give you like this. Angle ABC or angle B or CBA. But remember, you don't want to avoid this, okay? CBA. Always keep it in a form, in an order, ABC, okay? In a proper sequence, okay? Good. Alright, that talks how. Alright, now let's say, for example, there are several type of angle that we got to name it. For example, if the angle, let's say this is the vertex or the center point, and this is the starting line. If that line, the second line, let's say this is the 90 degrees, okay? And if it falls below the 90 degrees, okay, the line falls right below, or something like this, or like that, or like that, or like that, or like that, or like that. All this called acute angle. Acute angle is less than 90 degrees. Alright? Acute angle is less than 90 degrees. So this is called acute angles. All these are acute angles. When it's less than 90 degrees. Now what happened? The angle is more than 90 degrees. Okay? So let's put a straight line and position center, and this is the starting point 0, and it goes all, this is the 90 degrees, which is the right angle. When it passed the 90 degrees, and let's say it starts like that. Now all this called obtuse angle. This is all obtuse angle. All these are obtuse angles. Okay? So this is called obtuse angles. All these are obtuse angles. See that? So acute angle, obtuse angles. Okay? Now how do I know which one is acute and one is obtuse? Kind of like when you see something small, like a cat. When you see a cat, oh, the cat is so cute. You know, especially a kitten. Am I right? When a small kitten, all right? We always say, oh, that's so cute. See the word acute. See that? So remember, smaller than 90 degrees, it's going to be so cute. Acute, all right? If it's a big cat, it's obtuse, all right? We just tell them obtuse, okay? So keep in mind, obtuse. Now what happens is it goes beyond 180 degrees. Okay? So, in other words, this is the center, and then it goes, this is the 180 degrees, there's a straight line, and this is the 90 degrees right angle. Okay? What about if the line goes beyond that, like this? like this, like this, like this, like this. In other words, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. It's called reflex angle. Okay, reflex. All these are reflex angles. Okay, so we learned several names. Okay, what are the names we learned? All right, first we learned vertex. That's the center point. That's the vertex. Okay, line, and that's the angle. And then we also talked about how to describe. When I ask you to look for an angle, you put this small angle like that, an ABC or angle of that vertex point, B or CBA. Okay, we want to stay out of this. We don't like this. Okay, you always want to follow ABC. Okay, but you may run across, but just keep in mind, see, CBA, that's the angle you're describing. ABC, that's the one. Same thing, these two are same. Alright, okay. And then we talked about acute angle. When the character is small, we call it acute. So that means small angles. Alright, anything less than 90 degrees is acute angle. Anything more than 90 degrees is, but less than 180 degrees is obtuse angle. Something that passes 180, it's called reflex angle. All right, okay, good. So let's write that down. All right, acute angle, obtuse angle, and reflex angle. All right, so this is less than 90 degrees. Okay, this one is less than 180 degrees, and this one is greater than 180 degrees. Okay, reflex. Okay, so greater than 180 degrees. Alright, okay, my dear students, let Mr. Mac erase the board and I'll come back. We'll talk more about angles. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, my dear student, Mr. Mac drawn few angles, and how about we label them, whether they are acute, obtuse, or reflex. Alright, so let's do that. Okay, let's start with A. Oh, it looks so cute, isn't it? What does that mean? Acute angle. It is acute because smaller than 90. Okay, if it's anything smaller than 90 degrees angle, it's a acute angle. Okay, all right, acute angle. Now let's look at B. Oh, it's a bigger than what? Bigger than 90, so it's going to be what? Obtuse. That's right, but it's not greater than the 180. It's still below 180. So obtuse angle is between 180 and 90. Okay, so 90 degrees and 180. Okay, that's called obtuse angle. All right. Okay, so what happens when it goes beyond 180 degrees? You call that reflex. Okay, right there, C is a reflex. Okay, now reflex angle. Now remember, it stops at 360. So reflex angle is between 180 and 360. All right, let's look at D. What kind of angle is that one? Good job, obtuse angle. All right, make sure you know the spelling. Okay, O-B-T-U-S-E, angle. All right, obtuse angle. Now and then acute angle is, how about E? What kind of angle is that? It's so cute because it's less than 90 degrees. Okay, so it's acute angle. Okay, so make sure you know the spelling. A-C-U-T-E, acute angle. And what about F? 310 degrees. It's a reflex. That's right. It's a beyond, passes the 180. It's reflex angle. Okay, but less than, below 360. Okay, reflex angle. And you tell me G. What kind of angle is that? Good job. I'm so proud of you. Well done. That is the obtuse angle. Okay, and how do we spell that? Okay. Okay, good job. Okay, and that is obtuse angle. There you go, you did it. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that awesome? You already know the terms. All right, acute angle, obtuse angle, reflex angle. Okay, now what do you call this one? That's the reflex. And what do you call this one? Line and line. And what do you call this one? It's an angle. If I were to put, let's say, X, Y, Z, so how do I refer the angle? Okay, so X, Y, Z, and I want to refer the angle 85 degrees. So how do I write that? So I put this angle sign, and then what do I do? Very good. X, Y, Z or Z. Okay, Z. Okay, X, Y, Z. In United States of America, they refer Z as a Z. Okay, Mr. Mac's been living there for 23 years. So Mr. Mac is so used to the word Z. Okay, it's a Z. Alright, so which is 85 degrees. And another way of writing it is the vertex point. Okay, which is Y and then 85 degrees. Same thing. Alright. And we're not going to practice the Z, Y, X. Okay, we always want to follow X, Y, Z. Okay, alright, good. Okay, good. Alright, we're going to learn more. Alright, I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear student. Now, let's say Mr. Mac to give you a right angle. Okay, and then I kind of put a section to it. And I told you this angle is, let's say, 35 degrees. And ask you to find this angle, let's say X degrees. I want to find X. How do you find? You know that when I put this sign right here, this figure like that, it's a square, a small square inside the angle, that tells you what? It's 90 degrees. Now remember, if I were to just give you like this and told you 35 degrees, no, it's not 90 degrees. Because it could be anything. Am I right? Of course, it's closer to 90 degrees or more, a little bit more than 90 degrees, but it's not 90 because I didn't say it's a 90 degrees. This one, yes, I told you it's a 90 degrees by putting this a small square. Unless if I told you, let's say if I say A, B, C, in this case I told you A, B, C is 85 degrees. See that? In this case, I don't have to, because I put that square, a small square on that angle. That right away should tell you it's what? 90 degrees. And I want to find X. Let's say in this one I want to find Y. Alright? How do you do that? You take the angle of the total, which is what? 90 degrees. And you subtract the 35 out of that. And that should give you the X angle. So, how we do that? We line it up, 90 with 35 and subtract. 0 minus 5, you cannot, you borrow from 9, 9 becomes 8, 0 becomes 10, 10 minus 5 is 5, 8 minus 3 is 5. So, that is 55 degrees. And what about this one? And what's the total angle? The total angle is given 85 degrees. So, in order for me to find the Y degrees, so Y equals to 85 degrees, which is the total angle, and I'm subtracting that with 35. Line it up. So I take 85 minus 35. 5 minus 5 is 0, 8 minus 3 is 5. And that's 50 degrees. See that? That's how you find it. Okay? I can manipulate any way I want. Okay? I can make it more exciting. I put another angle like this, right angle, and then I put 3 sections. And then I told you this one is 25 degrees, and this one is 15 degrees, and I want to find this angle. Let's say X. What is X? First, you need to know this angle. What is this angle? I didn't give you, but I draw on it. What that tells you, it should be what? 90 degrees. Because there's a small square on that angle. That should tell you it is 90 degrees. Alright? So we know that's 90 degrees. In order to find X, I take 15 and 25 out of the 90. Okay? So I'm going to minus 15 and I'm going to minus 25. Okay? Let Mr. Mac write it over here. So we take X equals to 90 degrees minus 15 degrees minus 25 degrees. We're going to use that pairing method, alright? So we're going to pair this first and then we're going to do that. So we're going to solve it. 90 minus 15. So 90 minus 15, 0 minus 5. I cannot borrow from 9. 1, so 8, and then 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 8 minus 1 is 7. Am I done? No, I got to take 25 now. So I take 75. I line it up with the 25. 5 minus 5 is 0, 7 minus 2 is 5. So it's 50 degrees. So x equals to 50 degrees. See that? Now let's say, for example, I can make more exciting. I can do this way. Look at this. Again, I can put a right angle, and then this time I say this one is x degree, and then I put this one is x degree, and then x degree. And I want to find out what is the x angle. Now look at this. X, x, x. That means apple plus apple plus apple will give you what? 3 apple, am I right? X plus x plus x, 3x. So we know the total angle is what? The total angle is 90 degrees. Okay? So 90 degrees is equals to x plus x plus x, which is what? X plus x plus x. Apple, 1 apple plus 1 apple plus 1 apple, give me what? 3 apples. That means 3x. 90 degrees. Remember from our previous lesson? We're looking for x. We're isolating x. What is 3 doing to x? It's multiplying. Max's first law says what? Multiplication cross the bridge will become division. We want to isolate x, so 3 got to go. 3 is multiplying to x. So across the bridge will become what? Division. So 90 divided by 3 equals to x. So we're going to use a long division method. So we're going to use a cage approach, okay? Put the cage. 90 is kind of into Mr. Mac. I'm going to put it inside the cage. 3 is kind of out. I'll put outside the cage. In 9, there's how many? 3. 3. 3 times 3 is 9 minus 0. When you come to 0, there's a 0 over there. You just bring it out. So that means x equals to 30 degrees. 30, 30, 30 makes what? 90 degrees. See that? I can play so many different ways. I can even do like this. This time I just put 2 sections. Okay, I say this one is y and this is 2y. And ask you to find y. I want to find what is the y equals to. Angle y. How do you do? What's the total angle? 90 degrees, alright? So we know the total angle is 90 degrees. Let me just erase this. Okay, 90 degrees. That's the total angle. Which is also what? Y plus 2y. Y plus 2y. 1 apple plus 2 apples, 3 apples. Y plus 2y, 3y. Because there's a 1 right there. You don't put the 1. You just put y, but there's a 1. So that means 1 plus 2 is 3. As long as it's y and y. It has to be apple and apple. It cannot be apple plus orange. You cannot add them. Alright? Apple can be added with another apple. Orange can add with another orange. But not apple and orange. You cannot add them. Okay? So that's why I put 3y. So 90 degrees. So y, 3 is multiplying to y. Bring the cross the bridge. The 3 becomes division. Now I can even write this way too. Same thing. Bringing the 3, put it like that, same. Alright? Or like that. Alright? So in this case, 90 divided by 3. Right there. 90 divided by 3, which is 30 degrees. So y equals to 30 degrees. Always express y equals to 30 degrees this way. You can flip-flop. Okay? When there's equal, you can rewrite like this. Nothing wrong with that. Alright? So I can play so many different ways, alright? So this is for the right angle. Now let's look at this straight line. I'll be back within a few seconds. Alright, my dear student. Now the thing that you need to understand with a straight line. Okay, this is a straight line. That's the center point right there. What is the angle? Very good. It's 180 degrees. It's a basic that you got to know this. 180 degrees. Just like the right angle, it's 90 degrees. Once you know this, I can give you a lot of problems and you can be able to solve it. Let's say, for example, Mr. Max says this one is 45 degrees. And I want to find Z angle, Z angle. Okay? So I ask you to find what's the angle of Z. Okay? How do we do that? First, we need to know the total. What is the total angle of this? 180. 180. And I am taking 45 degrees out of the 180 to get to the Z angle, okay? So that means I'm going to minus that with 45. That should give me the Z angle. So key is what? Lining them up, okay? So I put 180, I line it up with the 45. 0 minus 5, I cannot, so I borrow from 8, 8 becomes 7, 0 becomes 10, 10 minus 5 is 5, 7 minus 4 is 3, and bring the 1 down. So 135 degree. What kind of angle is that? It's an obtuse angle, alright? See that? Now let's say for example, I'll give you another one. This time I section 3, alright? And then I told you this one is 40 degrees. And this one is 90 degrees. And I want you to find, now I could have done this too. I could have just put this square in there, didn't even tell you what it is, and ask you to find y. And ask you to find y. So how do I do? And you know that the total angle is what? 180 degrees. In order for me to find y, I got to subtract 40 and 90. See that? They didn't give you, but you know it's a square. It's a small square in the it's a right angle. Alright? So that means minus 90 minus 40. Now look at that. 180 minus 90 gives you what? Let's line it up. Okay, 18009 minus. 0 minus 0, 0, 8 minus 9, you cannot, 18 minus 9 is 9, so 90 degrees. See that? Okay, we did this part, we used the pairing method. Now, and then we subtract that with 40, okay? So line it up with the 40. 0 minus 0, 0, 9 minus 4 is 5. So, y equals to 50 degrees. Okay, now keep in mind, when you have a straight line, and you're given one of them as a 90 degrees, you could straight away, you know that 290 makes 180. Just take 90 minus 40. Makes it quicker for you to find the answer. Because you already know that one part of the 180 is 90, and the other is going to be 90, because 90 plus 90 is 180. You just take 90 minus 40, gives you 50. It's another shortcut. Otherwise, just stay with this way. 180 minus 40 minus 90 give you 50 degrees. Alright, whichever, if you understood what I was talking about, if it's a 180 and I gave you one of the portion is 90 degrees, just take 90 minus 40 should give you y. Okay, otherwise take 180, subtract 90 and 40 to get to the 50 degrees. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say for example, let's take this one example, okay? I'm just going to put a several line in it, okay? So this time I told you this one is 35 and this one is 40. And I want to find M, the angle M. Now I can even do this way too. I can put letters. I can put A, B, and then I put C, and then D, and then E, and then I ask you to find DCE. See that? DCE. I could even say AB, straight line. I told you AB is a straight line. Alright? AB is a straight line. So that means you know if it's a straight line AB, what is the angle of that? 180. So I gave you 35 on this side and 40 on this side. Alright? And I want to find the angle of M, or DCE. So what do? I take 180, the total angle, subtract that with 35, subtract that with 40, should give me the M. So 180 minus 35 degrees minus 40 degrees. See that? I use the pairing method. Very important, pairing method. Solve this two first and then solve with that. So I take 180, I line it up with 35. Subtract. 0 minus 5, I cannot. So borrow from 8. 8 becomes 7. 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 3 is 4. I bring the 1 down. Okay? Am I done? No, I only did this one. Now I got to do that one. Very important. Pay attention to that, okay? Because you say, oh, I'm done. That's wrong. But even you look at this one. Look at that one. That is obtuse. That one, look like smaller than 135. You should make that judgment as well, okay? Now I take the 40 and I subtract that. 5 minus 0 is 5, 4 minus 4 is 0, and then 1. And M is 105 degrees. M is 105 degrees. And what kind of an angle is that? Obtuse angle. Obtuse angle, alright? Okay, good. So that's the answer. So this answer is 105 degrees. Why is it obtuse? It passed the 90 degrees. Remember, once it passed the 90 degrees, it's an obtuse angle. Okay? See that? Let's do one more. Let's say, for example, I give you a straight line, and I said this time, I told you, this is, I gave you kind of x angle degree, and this one is 2x, and this one is x. And I want to find what is x. How do you do that? First, you know it's a straight line, and I told you AB is a straight line. So right away you know if it's a straight line, what is the total angle? 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Okay? And what is the total of this on the variable? X plus 2x plus x. Alright? X plus 2x plus x. 1 apple plus 2 apple, 3 apple. 3 apple plus another apple, 4 apples. That means 4x. And I'm looking for what? X. What is 4 doing? Multiplying. 4 times x. 4 got to go. Cross the bridge. Or it becomes what? Division. So 180 divided by 4. Or you can even say 180 over 4. Same thing. Alright? Equals to x. Long division method. So we're going to use the cage approach. 180 kind of into Mr. Mac, I put inside the cage. 4 is kind of out, I'll put outside the cage. In 1, I cannot go to the next digit. In 18, that's how many 4? The closest is 16, which is 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 8 minus 6 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. I bring the 0 down. 20. In 20, that's how many 4? Very good. 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Minus 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. So that tells me x equals to 45 degrees. So this is 45, this is 45, and this is 2 times 45, which is 90. See that? Now when you're looking for something, they will not tell you this is a right angle. They will just put this. Because they don't want you to get the hint that's a right angle, that right away you can find this. They want you to add all this and find the answer, and then turn out to be 2 times 45 is 90. This is a right angle. Alright? That shouldn't concern you, that this one turned out to be a right angle. The key is how to solve it to get to this. Alright? Okay, good. Let's erase this. Let's Mr. Mac erase, and I'll be back and we'll talk about the 360 degrees. When you have 360, how you want to find it. Alright? Alright, my dear students, now let's deal with 360 degrees, okay? So we always start with a point and a line, alright? And you know that for 360 you go all the way around, and that makes it 360 degrees. Now if I had to put section to it, let's say for example, I put a line, and this is a point, and then I start doing this. And I told you this one is, let's say 120 degrees, and this one is 140 degrees, and I want to find this angle right there. And I said, what is x? So what do? First, I got to know the total angle. Am I right? What is the total angle? That's right, 360 degrees. Okay, so I take 360, and I subtract that with 120, and then I subtract that with 140, and that should give me the x. Am I right? That's it. Now I do the pairing method. I solve this first and then I solve with that. Okay? So we line it up. So we take 360 minus with 120. Always line them up. 0 minus 0 is 0. 6 minus 2 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 2. 240. So I solve this one. Now I take 140 out of that. So minus 140. 0 minus 0 is 0, 4 minus 4 is 0, 2 minus 1 is 1. So x equals to 100 degrees. So x equals to 100 degrees. Right there. Very easy. I can manipulate any way I want. Like say for example, I could have done this way. I could have done this. Let's put this one like that. And then I ask you, and then I told you this one is 140, and ask you to find x. This angle right here. So you know the total angle is 180. Now you said, Mr. Mac, you only gave me one. What about this one in order to find that? Look at that, a small square. What does that tell you? It has to be what? 90 degrees. That's right, so 90 degrees, okay? So now you know that x would be equal to the total angle, which is 360 minus 90. So minus 90, so minus 140, and that gives you x. Because you know that this whole thing is 360 degrees, which is what? 90 degrees plus 140 degrees plus x. See that? That makes it 360. In order to find x, 90 got to go, 140 got to go. Remember from Max's first law, plus cross the bridge, minus. Okay? So remember that, okay? So Max's first law, plus cross the bridge minus, minus cross the bridge is plus, multiplication cross the bridge is division, division cross the bridge is multiplication. In this case, all these are plussing. So when I cross the bridge, because I'm looking for x, so that makes it 360 minus 90 plus cross the bridge minus 140, which is x. Which I can rewrite like this: x equals to 360 minus 90 minus 140. So what do? Line them up, okay? So I put 360. First I use a pairing method, and then I solve with that one. So I take 360, line it up with 90, minus 0 minus 0 is 0, 6 minus 9, I cannot borrow from 3, 3 becomes 2, 6 becomes 16, 16 minus 9 is 7, and then you bring the 2 down. Now I done that one. Now I take the 140, I subtract with 140, line them up. 0 minus 0 is 0, 7 minus 4 is 3, 2 minus 1 is 1. So x equals to 130 degrees. See that? So I could have given you without telling you what that is. With the right angle. The thing is, you need to know. If I had given you a right angle, if I give you 1 or 2, I need to know 2 angles in order to find the third one. See that? I got to know this and I got to know this in order to find this. If it's a straight line, same thing. I got to know this, I got to know this in order to find that. Or this and this in order to find that. This and this in order to find that. Alright? But I would have done it such a way that you can find it, but I may not give you the number. Like for example, like that. I put a 90 degrees angle by putting a small square to it. I didn't put the 90 degrees on it, but you know when there's a right angle shape, the small square on it, it's a 90 degrees. Alright? Okay, let's do another one. Okay, let's say for example, what I give you. So this time, I told you this one is x, this one is 2x, and then I told you this one is x, and this one is 2x. And ask you to find x. Alright? And you know that this total angle is what? 360. Very good. 360. And what is the total? So what is the total? X plus 2x plus x plus 2x. See that? So x plus 2x plus x plus 2x. That means this is 1 apple plus 2 apples, 3 apples, plus another apple, 4 apples, plus another 2 apples. So 1 apple plus 2 apples is 3 apples. 1 apple plus 2 apples is 3 apples. And 3 apples plus 3 apples is 6 apples. See that? And I'm looking for x. Who got to go? 6. And what's 6 doing to x? It's multiplying. Multiplication across the bridge, division. Okay, so I'm going to bring the 6 across the bridge. So we got 360 divided by 6, which is x. Alright, remember that 6 is the one dividing, so you got to put the in front of the 6, the division, okay? Because it's multiplying. So we use the long division, we use the cage approach. 360 is kind of into Mr. Mac, I put 360. 6 is kind of out, I put outside the cage. 3, I cannot go to next digit. 36, that's how many 6? 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Minus gives me 0. I bring the 0 up because I already come down to 6. So x equals to 60 degrees. 60 degrees. 2x makes it 120 degrees. 60 degrees, 120 degrees. That all total ups to 360 degrees. See, that's pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward. So the key thing is what? You got to understand the right angle is 90 degrees. Straight line is 180 degrees. The quarter line, 3/4 line is 270 degrees. All the way around is 360 degrees. Okay? So knowing that, alright? So we learn how to do all 3 ways. We did the right angle, straight line, and go all the way around. Okay? So keep in mind, okay? So while Mr. Mac's going to erase the board, we'll do some hands-on practice, okay? So Mr. Mac's going to list out a bunch of drawings there with the angles, and we're just going to do it, alright? We'll do some hands-on practice, and then we'll call Pablo out, and he'll come out and hand out the sheet for you, okay? So I'll see you in a few seconds. Hello, my dear students. Are you ready for some hands-on practice? Alright, let's do it. Well, let's call Pablo, alright? Okay. Look like he's ready. Come on over, Pablo. Bring the worksheet. Alright, Pablo. Our dear students are ready for some hands-on practice. And come on, hand over. Well, students, have fun with it, okay? Make sure you pause the video. Alright? And then once you're done, invite Mr. Mac in. And we can work together. Here it is. Oh wow, Pablo. Good. Well, let's get busy, okay? Let's look at the first one. How did you do? Did you do good? Pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward. Everything that Mr. Mac taught you earlier, pretty much that's what Pablo kind of questioned you, okay? So let's do the first one. Classify the following angle as acute, obtuse, or reflex, okay? So let's do that. So let's draw the first one, the A, 1A. Now what kind of angle is that? 70 degrees. Good. It's acute, isn't it? Acute angle. Alright, alright. Okay, that's a acute angle. Okay, because it's less than 90 degrees. Okay? Alright, let's look at B. Now B, what kind of angle is that one? Reflex, because it's greater than 180. Okay? Greater than 180. And you know the 180 is like a straight line like that. Alright, so already past that 180 and you're given it's 220 degrees. So 220 degrees. So that is a reflex angle. Okay, reflex angle. Now let's look at C. So C, 160 degrees. What kind of angle is that? Very good. Obtuse, because it's greater than 90 and less than 180. Okay, obtuse angle is greater than 90 and less than 180. See that? Fall between on the second range. Alright, okay, so that is obtuse. Obtuse angle. Okay, alright, good. Now let's look at D. So D, oh, that's a acute angle. 5 degrees. Just like Mr. Max said, the acute angle should be what? Acute angle. That's right. Acute angle. Alright? That is the acute angle. And that is less than 90 degrees. Kind of, we said that earlier. If it's kind of small and cute, we call that acute angle. Alright? Okay. And then let's look at E. E is given angle ABC equals to 115 degrees. Well, 115 degrees. It's greater than 90 and it's less than 180. So it's got to be what? Oh, obtuse. That's right. Good job. So E is a obtuse because the angle is ABC. It's 115 degrees. It's less than 90 and it's greater than 90 but less than 180. So that makes it obtuse. Okay, obtuse angle. All right, good. Okay, now let's look at F. F, you're given angle XYZ, and XYZ is 290 degrees. All right, 290 degrees. It's greater than 180, isn't it? So it cannot be obtuse. Okay, so it's going to be reflex. Okay, it's greater than 180. That's 290, which is a reflex angle. Okay, good. All right, good. So now let's look at problem number 2. State the size of each angles below. Okay, so A to A, you're given what kind of angle is that? With a small square. That's the right angle. That's what I say. What is the name of this angle? It's a right angle. Okay, and right angle has, what is the angle? Size angle. What's the angle of that size? 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees. Very good. Okay, right angles are 90 degrees. Okay, good. So that pretty much we know that. What's the name of this angle? It's right angle. Okay, that's how you spell it. Right. Okay, R-I-G-H-T, kind of like a right. You're right. Okay, it's a right angle. Okay, good. And B, so B, it's a straight line, and that's the center right there. And what's the angle of that? Looking for the angle of the R, which is what? 180. R is 180 degrees. Okay, R is 180 degrees, and I was told AB is a straight line. So if it's a straight line, that makes that 180 degrees. Okay, and what about C? Now look at C. Now the way kind of C I wrote it was, okay, let me step back. Okay, right there, C. Okay, C, look at that. I put a right angle here, but this is the one I want, which is the M. And this just tells you what? This is 90 degrees. That means the top part would be what? 360 minus 90. That would make it 270 degrees. So M is 270 degrees. Okay. Now what about D? D, you got a center point and one line, and then you're going all the way around, a complete circle. Okay. And what is the angle of U? We're looking for angle U. So angle U equals to 360 degrees. So it's very important, okay, because you're going all the way around 360 degrees. Okay, good. So we knew that right angle is 90 degrees, and then if it's a straight line, it's 180 degrees. This one is kind of like a 3/4. All right, because if I to Mr. Bank to put a straight line like that, and then I put section. Section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4. It's like a, this is 90, 90, 90, makes it 270. Another 90 makes it 360. And that's how this is 270. And when you go all the way around his, 360 degrees. Okay, good. Well, let Mr. Mac erase the board and we can do problem number 3. And I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, you ready for problem number 3? Alright, we're going to calculate the angle X in each of the diagrams below. Okay, so we're given diagram A. Okay, let's do diagram A. 3A. Alright, look at that. You're given a small square in the angle. What does that tell you? It's a 90 degrees. Right away you should get the idea. It's a 90 degrees. And then you're told this one is 30 degrees and ask you to find X. Alright, so always what do you do? You're looking for X. So you first know what the total angle is. What's the total angle on that? 90 degrees. That's why they gave you this square, the small square inside. Alright, so that tells you that's a 90 degrees. And you're looking for X. That means I have to take 30 out. Okay, minus 30. And that should give me X. Alright, so to do this, line it up. So 90 and 30 minus 0 minus 0, 0. 9 minus 3 is 6. So X is 60 degrees. There you go. That's your answer. You got it? Good job. Alright, let's look at B. Alright, B, you're given a straight line. Right away she tells you what? Straight line, what is the total angle of straight line? Very good, it's 180 degrees, okay? So I'm cutting it into two parts. And you know that this plus this should give you 180, alright? So I gave you this one, 45 degrees, but I didn't know this, but I asked you to find that. So what do we have to do? We take 180 minus 45, okay? So 180, okay, minus that 45 should give me, x, alright? Because you know that 45 plus x, which you don't know, should give you what? 180. So in other words, 45, okay, 45 plus x should give you 180. See that? Because this is a straight line, and you're looking for x. And from Max's first law, what does it tell you? Addition cross the bridge will become subtraction. So I'm going to bring 45 across because I'm looking for x. So x equals to 180 minus 45. Same thing. Alright? So now I'm going to line it up. So I'm going to take 180, line it up with 45, minus 0 minus 5. I cannot borrow from 8. 8 becomes 7, 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, 7 minus 4 is 3, and bring 1 down. So x equals to 135 degree. Alright, very important. Make sure you put degree because that's the unit measurement, the measurement unit for angle is degree. Alright, so x equals to 135 degree. Alright, let's look at C. Now C, you're given, this one is 220 degrees, and I want to find this one right there. Look at that. That's a complete circle. Alright, so you know this total angle is what? 360. That means 220 plus x should equals to 360. So 220 degrees plus x equals to 360 degrees. And you're looking for x. Who got to go? 220. And what's 220 doing to x? It's adding. So cross the bridge will becomes subtraction. So x equals to 360 minus 220. Now we line them up, okay? So we take 360, line it up with 220, and then we subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0, 6 minus 2 is 4, 3 minus 2 is 1. So x equals to 140 degrees. Okay, x equals to 140. So this is 140 degrees. Because when you add both of them, should give you 360. Okay, now let's look at problem D. Now problem D, you're given a straight line, okay, and then you've been given three sections, okay, the center right there, and then you're told this one is 25 degrees, and this one is 110 degrees, and we're looking for this one, which is x. And you know that this is a straight line, alright? Okay, that's a straight line. So you know, straight line, what's the total angle? 180 degrees. That means x plus 110 plus 25 should be what? 180. So that means x plus 110 plus 25, all these degrees equals to 180 degrees. Okay? And I'm looking for what? I'm looking for x. Who got to go? I have to isolate x. Who got to go? 110 and 25. See that? They both are adding. That means I have to move this across the bridge. I got to move that across the bridge. Okay? So that means plus cross the bridge will becomes what? Minus. So x equals to 180 degrees minus 110 degrees minus 25 degrees. Then I use the pairing method to solve it. I subtract this first. The balance I'm going to subtract with that. Alright, so let's do that. So we take 180, I'm going to minus that with 110. Line it up, 0, 1, 1, line it up, okay? Very important. 0 minus 0 is 0, 8 minus 1 is 7, 1 minus 1 is 0. Alright, so you don't have to write that one. Next, what do? Subtract that with 25. So line it up again, 5, 2, minus. 0 minus 5, you cannot borrow from 7, 7 becomes 6, 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, 6 minus 2 is 4. So it's 45 degrees. So x equals to 45 degrees. So this is 45 degrees. See that? Pretty easy, isn't it? Very straightforward, okay? The key thing is, what's the total angle of this? 90 degrees. And you know that 30 degrees plus x is 90 degrees. And you're looking for x. 30 is what? Adding to x. Cross the bridge will becomes minus. See that? So x equals to 90 degrees minus 30 degrees. And that's why x equals to 60 degrees. Same thing with this one. Okay? And you know that what's the total angle of this straight line? 180 degrees. So x plus 45 equals to 180 degrees. And you're looking for x. Who got to go? 45 got to go. And what's 45 doing to x? It's adding. Cross the bridge becomes minus. See, x equals to 180 minus 45. And that gave you 135. Okay, good. Alright, let Mr. Mike erase the board and so we can do problem E. Alright, I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, problem E, okay? Alright, E, you're given a right angle. See that? Because there's a square in it. A small square in it. So that tells you what? It's a right angle. Right angle means how? What's the angle? Size angle? 90 degrees, okay? And then it's been sectioned into 3 parts. And I told you this is x, and this is x. So that means, what is that? X plus x should give me what? The total angle, which is what? 90 degrees. Okay? So x plus x is 2x, plus x is 3x, because apple plus apple plus apple is 3 apples. Okay? So that means 3x equals to 90 degrees. And you're looking for what? You're looking for x. What's 3 doing to x? It's multiplying. Multiplication cross the bridge will becomes division from Max's first law. Okay, so it's multiplying, so we're going to bring 3 across the bridge. So x equals to 90 degrees divided by 3. Okay, so we're going to use the long division method using the cage approach. 90 is kind of into Mr. Mac, I'm going to put inside the cage. 3 is kind of out, I'll put outside the cage. In 9 there's how many? 3 times 3 is 9, minus give me 0, there's a 0 on the back, put it up. So that means x equals to 30 degrees. Now look at that. 30 plus 30 is 60, 60 plus 30 is 90. See that? That's how you do it. Okay, pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward. Okay. Alright, let's do F. Okay, F, you're given a point here, and then you're given several sections. Okay, so let's see. And you're given 40 degrees right here, and this one is a right angle. What does it tell you? That's a 90 degrees. Right away, when you see the square, small square like that in an angle, 90 degrees, put it out, 90 degrees. Write that out, okay? So that will help you. Okay, so that's 90 degrees. And this one is given 100 degrees, and I'm looking for x right there. So, what kind of a total angle is that? It's a complete circle. So that means 360. That means x plus 40 plus 90 plus 100 should equal to 360. Okay, so x plus 40 plus 90 plus 100 equals to 360 degrees. Okay, now another easy way of doing is add all this and then take it across the bridge. It'll be a lot easier rather than taking one by one. Alright, so let's do that. Add 40 plus 30 is 40 plus 90 is what? Okay, let's line it up. So we put 90 and 40, 0 plus 0 0, 9 plus 4 is 13. Okay, then we got 100 to add with, so let's line it up with 100. Okay, so 0 plus 0 0, 3 plus 0 is 3, 1 plus 1 is 2. So that means x plus 230 degrees equals to 360 degrees. Alright, see what I did? I pretty much added all this. Now I'm going to take the 320 across the bridge. A lot easier rather than taking 40 across the bridge, 90 across the bridge, 100 across the bridge. Add all this, one shot, boom, bring that across the bridge. Okay, and what is 230 doing towards x? It's adding. Addition across the bridge, subtraction. Very good. So x equals to 360 degrees minus 230 degrees. When you have a problem like that, never ever try to solve it in your head. You always line it up and then solve it. And another thing is, never ever use what? The calculator. Okay, alright, let's line them up. Okay, we take 360 degrees, we're going to line it up with 230, and then we're going to subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0, 6 minus 3 is 3, 3 minus 2 is 1. That means x equals to 130 degrees. So x equals to 130 degrees. See, that's pretty easy, isn't it? You just have to follow step by step. Just do it. Have a proper order, a principle, all right? Once you do it in a proper order, you won't do it wrong. You'll do it right, okay? So that's the key thing. Understanding the basic. This is 360 degrees, all right? The total of this should give me to 360 degrees. Write it out. X plus 40 plus 90 plus 100 right there equals to 360. Total up all these numbers. Easier to move them across the bridge rather than trying to move one by one, which came to 230. And then addition to x. So cross the bridge becomes subtraction. See that? 360 minus 230. Use the line up method, line them up, subtract them out, gave you 130. Alright, okay, good. Let's look problem G. Problem G, same thing, given a point, and then I give you I got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, 4 sections, alright? Okay, so this one is 2x, this one is 4x, this one is 3x, and this one is 3x. Alright? First ask yourself, what is the total angle for that? 360. Why 360? It's a complete circle, Mr. Mac. You're right. That's what makes you score a math victory student and Mr. Mac's proud student. Alright? Good job. It is. Because it's a complete circle, and that means it's a 360. That means what? 4x plus 3x plus 3x plus 2x should be equal to 360. Exactly. Let's do that. Write that up. 4x. Okay, 4x plus 3x plus 3x plus 2x equals to 360. Okay, now let's pair them. Let's add them by pairing. Okay, and then we add total. All right, so 4x plus 3x, 4 apples plus 3 apples, 7 apples. So 4x plus 3x is 7x. 3x plus 2x is 5x. 7x plus 5x is 12x. Okay, good job. So 12x equals to 360 degrees. And you're looking for what? We're looking for x. So who got to go? 12 got to go, because 12 is not what we're looking for. We're looking for x, okay? X has to be isolated. So what is 12 doing to x? It's multiplying. So multiplication across the bridge will becomes division. Alright, so we're going to take x across the 12 across the bridge. So that gives me x equals to 360 divided by 12. And we're going to use the long division method, okay? So we're going to use the cage approach. I'm going to put the cage. 360 is kind of into Mr. Mac. I'm going to put inside the cage. 12 is kind of out. I'll put outside the cage. In 3, I can go to the next digit. In 6, that's how many? 36, that's how many? 12. 3, because 3 times 12 is 36, minus, give me 0. Once this one comes to 0, there's a 0 in the back, bring it up. So that makes it 30. So x equals to 30 degrees. Okay? Now, during your working time, you don't have to worry about putting the degrees. Your final answer is the one you want to show the degrees. Okay? So if you want to not to use up too much time writing out all the degrees and all that, just put the numbers out. But keep in mind, you're dealing with degrees. Okay? But it's a good habit to put it on even on your working. That way you won't forget to come down to the final answer as a degree. Okay? But if you think that you can remember it and then final answer to show it as a degree, it's good. Alright? Okay, so we know x equals to 30 degrees. See that? Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, the key is what? Knowing the total angle of that, which is 360. And you know that adding all this should equal to what? 360. And that's what I did. 4x plus 3x plus 3x plus 2x. And then I used the pairing method, adding them, gave me 12x equals to 360. And then x equals to 360 divided by 12, x equals to 30 degrees. Alright? Alright, my dear student, let Mr. Mac erase the board and we'll do the last 3 problems. Alright? And I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, ready for problem H? Okay, let's do H, okay? Now H You're given a straight line. The moment I say the word straight line, what should come to your mind? 180 degrees, okay? The angle is 180 degrees, okay? And then I give you 3-part section, alright? Now the middle one is, what is that? 90 degrees. Right away we're going to put 90 degrees. Okay, we should get excited. The moment we see an angle with a square in it, small square, we know what it is. It's 90 degrees. We put it down 90 degrees. Okay, and this one is 60 degrees. And I'm looking for x. So I know that the total for the straight line is 180 degrees. Okay, so 180 degrees. That means x plus 90 plus 60. So x plus 90 plus 60 should give me 180 degrees. And I'm looking for x. That means 90 and 60 got to go. It's best to add them first before I cross the bridge. Easier, okay? So let's do that. So 90 plus 60. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 6 is 15, okay? So that means x plus 150 degrees equals to 180 degrees. And I'm looking for what? X. Who got to go? 150. And what's 150 doing towards x? It's adding. So cross the bridge will becomes subtraction. Alright, so 150 going to cross the bridge. Okay, so x equals to 180 minus 150. Okay, we're going to line it up. Alright, never try to solve it on your head like this. Line them up. Alright, so 0 minus 0 is 0. 8 minus 5 is 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. That means x equals to 30 degrees. Alright, x equals to 30 degrees. Okay, now there is another way of doing it. Alright, what it is you know that this is 180 degrees. Alright, and in 180 degrees you already told that's a 90 degrees. So in another word, pretty much this is what this is. The other 90. Okay, so see that 90, 90. So that means the other half is going to be 90. So in other words, pretty much this is x and this is 60. That's what I'm looking for. And I can take it, in other words, I can say x plus 60 degrees equals to 90 degrees. And I'm looking for x. So x equals to 90 minus 60. Because it's adding, cross the bridge becomes subtraction. So x equals to 30 degrees. Now this is another way of doing it, okay? Rather than trying to add the whole thing to equal that with 180, you know that it's a 90, that means the half of the 180. Okay, because you know that 90, 90. See that? Okay, so to rearrange it will be like this. Alright, but if you feel comfortable this way, continue it that way. Alright, and you feel like you want to do it this way, fine. You're okay also. I just want to show you both way. Alright, okay, good. Let's look at problem I. Problem I, you're given a point, and then it's been given sections, one straight line, but we don't know yet whether it's a straight line because Mr. Mac just saying it's a straight line, alright? And then you're given section here, and then you're told this is 90 degrees, and then this one is 70 degrees, and this one is 20 degrees, and then you're told this is 2x, and this is 4x, alright? Now, how do I know this is a straight line? It has to, this has total up to what? 180 degrees, am I right? If that means if this is 180 degrees, I don't have to worry about this and I can just deal straight right here on the bottom part of it. First, I have to confirm this is 180 degrees. How do I do that? Because I know that this is what? 90 degrees. Why? I put a small square there. That means 70 plus 90 plus 20 should give me 180. Okay, so 70 plus 90, or I can add this way, 70 plus 20 is what? I can rearrange it this way. In addition, you can rearrange the numbers. Alright, so 70 plus 20 is 90. 90 plus 90 is 180. That confirms this is a straight line. That means I know this is, what's the total angle of this? 180. That means 2x plus 4x equals to 180. See that? I made the number a lot easier to deal with. So that way I don't have to worry about this anymore. I'm just dealing with this because it's a straight line and I know this is 180 right there. Otherwise the problem would be really complicated. I would say, what would that would be? So it would be like this. I'll show you what it would be. If I had to don't eliminate the top part, it would be like this. 70 plus 90 plus 20 plus 2x plus 4x equals to 360. See that? Now look at this. I can solve this because I already know this one, just to prove it to me, this working just prove it to me that the top part is 180. That means the other half is going to be what? 180, because 180 and 180, 360. Because we know that the circle, the complete circle is going to be 360. That's the purpose. So I can eliminate this. And I'm just dealing with this straight line and just this right there. So 2x plus 4x is 6x. Very careful. X and x has to be common, okay? They has to be identical. X and x, m and m, y and y, z and z, r and r, s and s, t and t. See that? Then only you can add them. Otherwise you cannot add them. It's like apple adding with an apple, orange adding with an orange. Apple adding with orange, you cannot add them, okay? So that makes this one 6x equals to 180 degrees. And you're looking for x. What's 6 doing? Multiplying. So 6 cross the bridge will becomes division. So x equals to 180 divided by 6. And we're going to use the long division method, okay? So I'm going to use the Cage approach. So 180 is kind of into Mr. Mac. I'm going to put inside the cage. 6 is kind of out. I'll put outside the cage. In 1, I cannot go to the next one. 18, there's how many 6? 3. 3 times 6 is 18. Minus, give me 0. That means I can bring the 0 up. Okay, so x equals to 30 degrees. So, that means I can find what is this angle will be. 2 times 30, which will be 60. This angle will be 4 times 30, which is 120. See that? Pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward, okay? Good. Now let's look at problem, the last one. J. Well, let Mr. Mac erase the board, okay? So that way you have some room, and I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear student, you ready for J? Okay, let's look at J, alright? Now look at J. Again, you're given a point, and then, oh, look at that, so many sections. 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5 sections, alright? But shouldn't be a problem. Why? Because you belong to Scoiometric 3. So nothing is impossible. Everything is possible for you. Alright? Okay, good. So this is 70 degrees. And this is x. And this one is 2x. And this one is 75 degrees. And this one is 95 degrees. Alright? I know Mr. Mac didn't draw it by the scale. Doesn't matter. The key is putting the angles. Alright? Okay, good. So first thing, what do we have to do? We have to decide what is the total angle for that diagram. What is the total angle? 360. That means adding all this should equal to what? 360. So let's do that. So let's start with the variable. Alright? Always start with the variable. Okay, let's say 2x plus x plus 70 plus 95, okay, plus 75 should equals to what? 360. Very good. Okay, now the best thing to do is add them up before you bring them across the bridge. Okay, we're looking for x. Okay, 2x plus x, 3x. Alright, then we're going to add this 2 and then we're going to combine. We're going to use the pairing method. Alright, so let's add the 95 with 70. So 95, let's line it up with 70. 5 plus 0 is 5, 9 plus 7 is 16, okay, so 165. Then let's bring 75 and line it up. Okay, so 5 plus 5 is 10, carry 1, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 7 is 14, 14, carry 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, so came to 240 degrees. See that? Now it's easier to take it across the bridge. Addition cross the bridge becomes subtraction. Okay, so that means 3x equals to 360 degrees minus 240 degrees. Alright, we're going to line it up. Let's put 360, line it up with 240. We're going to minus them. 0 minus 0 is 0, 6 minus 4 is 2, 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so that means 3x equals to 120 degrees. And we're looking for what? X. Who got to go? 3 got to go. And what's 3 doing to x? It's multiplying. So multiplication across the bridge will become what? Division from Max's first law, right? Max's first law says multiplication across the bridge becomes division. So x equals to 120 degrees divided by 3. Okay, so what method we're going to use? The long division method. So I'm going to put the cage approach. 120 is kind of into Mr. Mac. I'm going to put inside the cage, and 3 is kind of out from Mr. Mac. I'm going to put outside the cage. Alright, in 1 I cannot go to next digit, 12. In 12 there's how many? 3, 4. 4 times 3 is 12, minus give me 0. Because this one down to 0, I bring the 0 up. There you go. So that means, what does it tell you? X equals to 40 degrees. Wow, voila, we got it all done. And I know you got all right. Because why? You're the best. You are. And that's why you belong to Score A Math Victory. I want you to know this. You are doing the right thing by coming here and learning mathematics. And I'm so proud of you. You know why? Because you're the best. And you deserve the best. And Mr. Mac has pledged to only to bring the best. And it's coming from the best. Oh, look at that Pablo. Alright, he's already said, Mr. Mac, it's time for hands up. No, it's quiz. It's no more hands up practice. We just did hands up practice. Time for quiz. That's right. Pablo. He's always on top of it. Alright? Alright, my dear students, it's time for quiz. So all this hands-on practice, all this thing that you learn is going to help you to do your quiz. Go have fun with it, alright? Have fun. Make sure you take a break. I know it's a long lesson. It's a lot you took it in, which is good. Take a break. Take a nice big glass of juice, alright? No carbonated drinks, alright? Mr. Max not totally against it because it's not good for you. It's not healthy, alright? No carbonated drinks. Get something healthy. You know, glass of milk or glass of juice or even water. Water is very good for you, okay? Alright, and then take a break and then come back and take the quiz and then come and see Mr. Mac on the next sub lesson. And I'll be here waiting for you, okay? Bye-bye, my dear students.